Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome to another 10-minute review. So today we have a really cool piece. A piece that it's in blocking and it's called Obstacle Course, and it looks really cool. So this was made by EuroAM. Please drop down a comment down below if this is your piece and drop us a comment with your real name. But we're gonna review it here today because I saw it in my Discord. This user was asking for feedback, and when I saw it, I'm like, this is going to be the piece that I'm going to review this week because it looks really interesting and I have a few things to say about it. Before I do, make sure to join our Discord for more fun, talk about animation, all of that goodness. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. Here we go. And now we're gonna review this thing. I'm gonna play it a couple of times for you guys so you guys can get acquainted with the piece, and then I'm going to dissect it to make sure that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So 10 minutes on the clock now. So before I actually get started, I'm going to play it a few times, a couple of times, and then I'll tell you guys more about it. I think this is really cool. So positives first, always, right? So I think what you have here is a really good example for everybody out there that is trying to create shots, any kind of shots for your show reel, to have a piece where it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now I cannot stress how important this is because after all, as an animator, your job is to be an entertainer. And you need to entertain me if I'm watching your show reel and I look at something and I'm going, this is cool, right? So because, as I keep saying here in this channel, most of the show reels look kind of the same, you want to find a way to stand out from the rest by making sure that your shots have a story to them. So this is a perfect example because, as you can see here, as an audience looking at this, you can see that he's actually walking on a ledge and he is outside of a building. And then when he dodges the obstacle, you know already that this is going to be much more tough than he probably anticipated. But I'm intrigued as an audience to see what he does next. So this is more or less the middle of the story. So now he goes over the corner. He throws his bag of money, I'm assuming, over the other building, gets psyched, and then jumps across, which is cool. So it has a beginning, middle, and end. Now what happens after, it really doesn't matter because me as an audience, I can assume that he's going to jump to over the ledge and then he's going to continue running and all that stuff, but that's basically something else. I'm satisfied with this as an audience, so really well done in regards to actually telling a story. Now I actually think that the way he actually goes down and then goes around looks really cool in terms of body mechanics. When he throws his sack and then jumps across also looks really cool. And I'm also liking the fact that you're actually giving enough time, well, you're giving time, I'll get to it in a bit, just before he actually moves over to go down and then moves across, which is really cool. So overall, lots of character, nice movement, all good. Now, for the stuff that I think you can improve on. Now, it's only blocking from what I understand, which means that this is the perfect time for you to push and pull, make sure the animation looks more entertaining, make sure you can add extra stuff to make this really juicy. So here's the first thing, I think. So whenever you actually move across and then you go down, this looks really cool. I think you should not change it. Now, this bit here feels to me that I cannot read it, so it's probably because I can see this blue part here. So I think you should clean it up. I don't know if this is a fan or if this is a window that he's trying to dodge. So depending on what this object is, if it's a window that he's trying to dodge and he's trying to kind of go down that window, then he needs to have a thought process, and most of my critique here is going to be about the thought process. He needs to have a thought process about somebody is right above me as I kind of go down and I'm trying to dodge this window. If it's just like, I don't know, an AC or some kind of pillar or whatever, then it might be good for you to touch it beforehand. So touching something and like having a feel for an object, it really helps to sell and to have this texture to your animations, is the best way I can put it. So for example, here, as you go along, as you are here, maybe you can start with a hand over here, right? And then as you move along, you can start putting the hand over this edge, right? So he can almost have a feel for this ledge, because he's thinking about it while he's holding it. And then when he thinks about it and goes, okay, I'm gonna go down, then he actually goes and he goes down, right? So this is cool. The movement itself of going down is nice. Something else that you need to think about, movement of the bag. At the moment, it's very static. I understand that the bag might be heavy, but you might want to actually offset that bag movement a little bit more, right? So as you go down, the bag should go up. So almost like it's over here now. And then the bag is dangling over there. And then as you move across over here, the bag should have a little bit more of that movement backward to then finish here. So you have a little bit of that movement, and then that, and then settle again into this, right? So you have a little bit more of that zip and then settle right here, right? So you have a little movement on that arm. Now, when you go across this side, I can tell that you're holding that wall, which is nice, looks really cool. Another thing that I think you should add is him looking down. He's safe over this platform here, but there's gonna be a moment where he actually gets to this edge here and he needs to readjust naturally, because the platform is so tiny. So for him to actually look forward first to where he's going makes sense, but then soon after, because of the little steps that it takes here to go over the corner, I'm pretty sure he would actually not only like go out like this, but he'll probably look down as he's doing it as well, right? So you need to actually sell some of that in. Now, this throwing in the bag is really cool. I like how you actually keeping him the same. Looks really nice. Now, if this is that object that we talked before, like an AC or whatever, the bag is intersecting here, you need to find creative ways to actually get around that intersection. Either he actually swings it that way and then swings it forward, or maybe he swings it less and then he actually swings it up more, something that actually makes you sell it. So if he actually goes lower here, for example, he could actually swing it higher. So this arm could actually be over here. So you have less leverage here, but then you actually throw it higher in order to make sure that you sell the trajectory here. Now, here's the bit that I think that you can add the most. Right when he throws it, right? Because it's so heavy and you already sold the heaviness throughout this bit, I think there needs to be a moment that he throws it, and as soon as he throws it and he actually goes forward, like you're doing here, there's a little bit of that forward momentum. As soon as he lets go of the bag, he needs to kind of go back and just brace himself, as in like almost fell, right? Because if you do that, there's a moment here that he needs to psych himself up to jump. And at the moment, even though you're actually adding a little bit of that and going, right? I think you can add more, right? Especially if you exaggerate it more. So if he throws it and then he goes up and then he goes backwards and then he goes down and then he goes, okay, now I'm ready. Go and then jump, right? You can even add a little bit of like looking down before jumping as well. So I think if you add another 10, 20 frames here, I think you'll sell the character much more. There's no one behind him to actually chase him or anything. There's nothing happening that actually kind of like pushes him to be faster in any ways, which means that you can add more character right before the big jump here, because the bag made it, but he's not too sure if he's gonna make it, right? So there needs to be a moment of realization. I only realized, for example, that he was doing the after watching it a few times, so he gets lost at the moment. So make sure you add a little bit more acting. You can take reference and all that stuff yourself. Now, when he jumps, I think that the poses that you have here look really nice. I think that perhaps you might want to check your trajectory. Once again, I'm pretty sure you're doing well, but make sure that this arc is clean as you go through here. And then the fact that he hits barely the edge and then just gets like over that imbalance, that really sells the idea of him kind of like almost making it. That's really nice. You might want to add a little bit of that and then settle and then walk. That's going to be another thing that I think you can add here that will probably make it better for you. But overall, I think you have an amazing piece. It looks really cool, very entertaining. I think it's going to be awesome. The rig looks super simple, and I think that you make the most of what you have, which is really nice. And that leaves us with 9 seconds, which basically means that I'm pretty much done with my review. Awesome work, man. Really cool. Let me just stop my timer here to not annoy you guys. And yeah, keep it up. Really cool. Thanks again for submitting. Thanks again for being part of the community in Discord. For everybody out there that is watching this and dig what I'm saying, join us on Discord because we're having a lot of fun. We're talking about all kinds of stuff about animation, and it's a lot of fun. Now, what I have to say as well is that this is only a small piece of what I have to offer for my mentorship. I have a mentorship that I teach Animation 101, and if you actually would like this on a larger form and you actually improve your skills and you like this to actually have a bit more of a personal feel to your animations, your struggles, all that stuff, make sure to check animation.harveynewman.com so you can check my animation mentorship. I have videos explaining exactly what I offer, and I hope to see some of you guys in there. I'm helping a lot of people at the moment, and I really hope that I get to actually help more. I love to help out so you guys don't struggle as much as I had to back in the day. That's all I had to say. Shout out to my Patreons for supporting me. If you actually want to know more, go to my Patreon so you find out some of the perks that I have there. And without further ado, let me wrap this video up for you guys. Have a great rest of the week and speak to you guys next week. Bye.